Welcome to today's cryptocurrency news. Cryptocurrency prices today.
The price of Bitcoin, BTC, to US dollar, USDT, has increased by -0.19% compared to the previous day, while the price of Ethereum, ETH, to USDT has increased by -0.54% and the price of Binance Smart Chain, BNB, to USDT has increased by -0.88%.
Latest news.
Factors and predictions for Bitcoin's price in Q4 2023. Crypto Potato predicts that various factors could impact the price of Bitcoin in the last quarter of 2023, including macroeconomic factors, regulatory changes, and market sentiment. The possible approval of a Bitcoin ETF in the US could also play a significant role in driving short-term rallies. Experts and well-known individuals have envisioned a bright future for Bitcoin, with some predicting it could reach $120,000 by 2024. The BTC having events scheduled for spring 2024 could prompt a bull run, with analysts at Pantera Capital predicting the asset could reach $5 million. Orbiter Finance addresses rug pull accusations, claims Discord account blocked without reason. Orbiter Finance, a decentralized cross-chain bridge platform, assures users of its security after recent accusations of a possible rug pull. The platform's team explains that faulty transactions and the disappearance of its Discord account were due to network instability and unwarranted account blocking, not nefarious activities. The analyst provides insight into the platform's transaction process, where the last 4 digits of the transaction amount are appended to determine the recipient chain. The platform enables users to transact Ethereum native assets across various protocols. Crypto and Web3 projects see 250% increase in attack incidents in Q4 2023. Blockchain security platform Immunify reports that crypto and Web3 projects experienced a 250% increase in attack incidents from July to September 2023 compared to the same period in 2022. In the third quarter of 2023, there were 22 attack incidents, with nearly 6 million lost. The mixin hack of September 25 was the worst, resulting in approximately 2 million in losses, while the multi-chain hack was the second worst, with over 1 million in losses still not recovered. The Lazarus Group drained over 2 million worth of crypto through multiple attacks, including hacks of centralized services such as CoinX, AlphaPo, Stake, and CoinSpaid. DeFi hacks account for 7.9% of total losses, while centralized services account for only 27.1% of exploit losses. The two networks most targeted by attackers and scammers are Ethereum and BNB chain. Base and Optimism were the third and fourth most popular networks for attackers to exploit. The report provides further evidence that Q3 has been the worst quarter of the year for crypto-related hacks and scams. Solana attracts institutional investment for 27 consecutive weeks, outperforming altcoin space, CoinShares. Solana, once known as the Ethereum killer, remains a favorite among institutional investors, with a streak of 27 consecutive weeks of inflows according to CoinShares. The broader altcoin market saw very little activity, but Solana has remained popular, with institutional investors contributing another 4 million to its holdings in the past week. The cryptocurrency's partnerships with major financial institutions and its ultra-fast, cheap payment capabilities have won investor favor. Bitcoin, the dominant cryptocurrency, has also reversed its bearish trend, recording 104 million in inflows in the past week. However, the cryptocurrency market has been enduring painful low volumes, with the US recording 9 million in outflows and Europe seeing 23 million worth of inflows. Ethereum, despite its unpopularity streak, remains the least loved altcoin in 2023, with 7 weeks of consecutive outflows totaling 9.5 million or 124 million year-to-date. Cryptocurrency assets see inflows for the first time in 6 weeks. Cointelegraph reports that cryptocurrency assets experienced inflows for the first time in 6 weeks during Sep. 22-28. Bitcoin was the biggest gainer with inflows of 20.4 million, while Solana took second place with 5 million. This is the 27th week of inflows for Solana, with only 4 weeks of outflows for 2023. Ethereum experienced outflows of 1.5 million, solidifying its status as the least loved altcoin. Geographically, Germany, Canada, and Switzerland led the charge with inflows of $17.70, 7.2 美元, and 7.4 million respectively. The United States registered 8.5 million in outflows, with Sweden and Brazil following suit at 1.8 million and 0.9 million outgoing, respectively. Former Celsius Network CEO Alex Mashinsky's criminal trial set for September 2024. Alex Mashinsky, former CEO of Celsius Network, will face trial in September 2024. The trial is scheduled to begin on September 17th, and the judge has restricted Mashinsky's travel and financial transactions during the legal proceedings. The company is accused of defrauding investors and users out of billions of dollars. Mashinsky was arrested in July and has been free on $40 million bail throughout the legal process. More information will be added as it becomes available. Intel exchanges and the dilemma of compliance in blockchain analytics. Blockchain analytics providers need to ensure their data is credible and accurate as the industry matures and institutional adoption increases. The use of crypto-paying bounty on blockchain addresses has raised concerns about public forums and the potential for false conclusions. The blockchain industry is at an inflection point with the rise of Intel exchanges and crypto bounties, which could lead to digital witch hunts and accelerate the growth of L2 and privacy coins. Forensic firms can correct this course by ensuring audit trails are unquestionable in accuracy and integrity. TXM Group to introduce Bitcoin futures contracts on its derivatives trading platform. TXM Group, the largest Canadian exchange, will soon introduce Bitcoin, BTC, futures contracts on its Montreal exchange, MX. The futures will be cash settled in US dollars, and the settlement value will be determined by the CoinDesk Bitcoin Price Index, XBX. This development is in response to the growing market demand for digital cryptocurrency asset classes. The CME, already a key venue in the US to trade BTC futures, added Ether to Bitcoin ratio futures to its lineup earlier this year. As fraud trial begins, defense seeks to exclude FTX user testimony. Sam Bankman-Fried's defense team has requested the court to exclude certain testimonies from users and investors of the FTX exchange in the ongoing criminal trial against the former CEO. The motion seeks to block witnesses who would testify about their perceived expectation of how FTX would safeguard their assets. The defense argues that the prosecution is attempting to have it both ways by preventing similar defense witness testimonies. The defense also argues that allowing the Ukrainian witness testimony would likely reference individual hardships caused by the Russian invasion of Ukraine, eliciting jury's sympathy and outrage unrelated to the case facts. The trial is expected to run through November, and Bankman-Fried has remained largely in jail since his bail revocation in August. Jury selection kickstarts in fraud trial against FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried. Sam Bankman-Fried, the founder of FTX Exchange, is facing fraud and money laundering charges in New York. Jury selection for his trial has begun, with dozens of prospective jurors being screened for their perspective on cryptocurrencies and impartiality towards the case. Bankman-Fried, who is detention center, was in court for the proceedings and confirmed that he could choose to speak in his defense during the trial, independent of his lawyer's advice. The case is significant due to the media attention and the potential impact of Michael Lewis' book on the jury selection process. The trial will eventually see 18 individuals chosen, composed of 12 jurors and 6 alternates. Crypto tycoon Sam Bankman-Fried sues Insurer, CNA over unpaid legal fees. Sam Bankman-Fried, founder of FTX cryptocurrency exchange, is lawsuit his insurance provider, Continental Casualty Company, CNA, alleging a breach of policy in failing to cover legal defense costs against fraud allegations. Bankman-Fried is currently facing a fraud trial, and the lawsuit against CNA specifies that CNA has unjustifiably failed to make timely payment on Mester. Bankman-Fried's claims as required by the policy. The insurance policy with CNA has a liability limit of $1 million, which becomes effective when an underlying policy of 10 million is spent. Bankman-Fried's legal proceedings against FTX are racking up significant costs, and he previously suggested he'd surrender $1 million worth Robinhood shares for access to FTX's directors and officers, DO, insurance policy for executives. The trial, which kicked off on Tuesday in Manhattan, began with the voir dire process utilized for jury selection. OP Labs launches testnet version of fault-proof system for Optimism network. OP Labs, the developer of the Optimism network, has launched a testnet version of its fault-proof system. The system aims to enable a more decentralized and efficient superchain. Currently, OP stack-based networks, such as Optimism and Base, use centralized sequencers to bundle transactions and submit them to Ethereum. The new system is modular and consists of 3 separate components: a fault-proof program, a fault-proof virtual machine, and a dispute game protocol. This will allow each network to develop its own system for preventing fraud, creating more diversity in the Optimism superchain and ultimately making the ecosystem more secure. Federal Reserve's Mester predicts no interest rate cut in near future. Loretta Mester, a Federal Reserve official, stated that the Fed will not likely cut interest rates anytime soon. Mester believes that inflation risks continue to be skewed to the upside and that the Fed may have already reached or is on the verge of reaching its interest rate target. She suggested that if current economic conditions continue, the Fed may support an interest rate hike, contradict the expectation of some investors for a rate cut. Mester's comments align with the general view of the Fed, but the final decision on interest rate cuts will depend on evolving economic conditions and the opinion and decision of the Federal Open Market Committee members.
Thank you for watching today.
Bless the audience to make a lot of money in the currency circle. It is hoped that the audience can grasp investment opportunities, invest rationally, and earn reasonable returns. At the same time, the audience is also reminded that investment is risky and needs to be treated with caution, and they should not blindly follow suit or overtrade.